Chris Cuniff?
Who the flip?
Cuniffy.
Okay, change your last name.
Kniffy?
It's pissing everybody off here, as you can tell.
You're like shaking your head.
Chris right now is breathing heavily, and he has a red face, and there's tears down his eyes.
Yeah.
He's turning green.
Yeah. I'm really pissed.
He asks, have you ever traveled overseas? If so, where?
Yes, Ireland.
Was that it? Just Ireland?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, he stayed at a hotel that was like right next to me. He didn't even say hi to me once.
Wait a minute. No.
Yeah.
You liar.
I saw him one day and ran back to my place.
Slammed the hotel room door and said, "Don't come in."
Yeah.
You had both hands on the door. You're breathing heavily.
I was like, "What?"
You're so scared. Sweating.
Don't come in, I have a gun.
Zach visited me. You visited me twice.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I did. I visited you once.
It was not twice.
There was once. I visited you.
It was just so long. It felt like twice.
It was September to November 2012.
It was too long.
It was cool.
Was it?
Me and Zach, we saw many things.
Okay, hold on. Somebody goes to Ireland. Like, you're in Ireland, right, Chris?
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, I want to go to Ireland.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, come on over.
Yeah.
What the fuck do we do? What do we do?
Okay.
And I'm like, hey, I'm coming out to Ireland. And you're like, oh, okay, yeah. And you're like, yeah, I got a whole week of shit planned. Let's go.
Okay.
What's on this list?
Okay, it's exactly what Arin and Suzy did when they visited. So I showed them the quarry in Wexford, which is...
So you showed them a big rock hole, okay?
Yeah, we showed them Johnstown Castle from the inside.
So you showed them an old rock building, okay?
Yeah, we showed them the outside of our flat where you can see people fingering each other in the streets.
That actually sounds pretty
It's pretty sweet. We went to my mom and dad's house to play basketball and play cards.
All right.
It was fun.
You didn't take him to the Guinness factory?
Oh, we went to Dublin. Went to Phoenix Park. We went on a shitty ghost tour that was horrible.
Why was it horrible?
Because because
ghosts ain't real.
Never talked about this. We got on a ghost bus tour where you get onto a spooky bus, right? And this is like a big thing to do in Dublin, apparently. But
just so you know, I'm sorry, ghost bus tour sounds a little bit like ghost. Never mind, I'm gonna cut that.
What are you gonna say?
It sounds like Ghostbusters. We're like Ghost Bus tour. We're going on the Ghost Bus tour.
You're leaving that in.
No, I'm cutting it.
Leave it.
Cut it.
Okay, I'll cut it.
I'm so bad with these stupid puns. Go on.
Okay, I liked it. But okay, so you get on the bus and they're like, "We're gonna bring you to all the ghostly parts of Dublin." Okay, so you get on the bus and they like furnish it from the inside so it looks like a ghost house on the inside of the bus.
Okay.
Of a double-decker bus. And
that's kind of fun.
They black out the windows and put curtains over it so it's fucking dark inside.
Oh.
Okay, and then this guy came on, or he came up onto the bus, the tour guide, and he's like, "Hello, I'm going to show you around Dublin." and we were like, okay. And then he okay.
How many people were on this tour, by the way?
Let's say 30.
Oh wow, okay.
So
that's a lot.
I know. And then okay, so we get on the bus and they're like, "We're gonna bring you around, show you the scariest places in Dublin." Ooh! Then they drive you around and they park outside of hotels where you like look 50 feet across at a building. You're like, "That's where someone died." And you're like, okay.
And then you speed off.
No, and then it's like, and then they brought us to this shitty graveyard where like a bunch of monks died here. It's like, no shit.
Wait,
like,
there's
really?
dead people in a graveyard?
There's
just
dead
a bunch
people
of
in
monks.
my fucking everywhere.
Go ahead, say it, Chris. Spill the beans.
Okay.
Finish that thought. There's dead people here. What?
Let's move on.
So what happens?
Zach made me look like a serial killer.
Oh, yeah.
But they brought us to a monastery.
I found the duffel bag.
You found a duffel bag?
I turned it to police.
Okay. Good.
Do you know what's gonna happen to you, you fucking monster?
Mm-hmm.
Chris, the autopsy showed her trying to resist. I don't know what you did. Listen to me, I don't know what you did, but you're gonna be caught and you're gonna rot in prison, you fucking scumbag.
Not if
I don't know.
Not if I kill you with this chainsaw.
I don't know. Turn that off. This is serious. This is to every viewer. I hope you know the kind of fucking person I live with. Chris, I hope you stay up every night thinking about what you fucking did to ruin that family's life.
I did it.
So how was the rest of the tour? What happened
go
after
on?
It was it was fine. I mean, no, it was shit.
It's so weird because when I think of Ireland, I do think of castles. I do think of ghosts.
My uncle
I do think of all sorts of spooky ass Celtic spooks.
My uncle works at this really cool castle, and he let us into it. And I'm pretty sure you saw that too, Zach.
I just don't quit. My uncle's got the castle.
Zach, did you like Johnstown Castle?
Yeah, it was alright.
Okay. See?
The castle.
Do they have the equivalent of like London Tower, where like they have like castles with torture chambers?
There's a damn goose in the front yard of the castle. That spooked me more than
Oh,
anything.
that's another thing we did. We looked at Selsker Abbey. That's
What?
just like
What?
that's like 1 minute.
Was that anything?
No,
You
it's,
said?
it's 1 minute away from where I used to live in town.
And what was it?
It was an old kind of a castle settlement thing where they had like okay, so this lady was doing a tour and she was like, okay, so this is the entrance. When Vikings used to run in here and invade, they used to get pots of fire and poured on people running in.
Was she talking like that excited about it?
She was delighted, and then right in that door there was these like 4 tiny holes in the wall with bars, but it was like, this is where they put the bad people. It's like, sweet, dude. Ireland is cool.
You imagine like the person before her got fired because it was like, you're making this sound too depressing. and creepy.
be petty with it.
We need to be a little bit more excited. We have tourists here. We don't want people to go kill themselves after this.
I remember the highlight of their trip to Ireland was when we went to the castle. It was me, Niall, Arin, Suzy, and Barry, and Jack and Patty, and we brought a football thing.
Yeah.
And Niall ran up to the football and he tried kicking it at the wall, but he kicked it into his own head. He kicked the ball in his own face.
How did he do that?
It was the funniest thing.
He's a real life Charlie Brown.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's just like Charlie Brown.
This is what
He was also he was on your Dark Souls stream or something like that? Didn't he like fucking face plant into the ground?
His
That
brain.
was when we were playing Resident Evil for Chris's channel.
He almost killed himself.
He literally went like this. He walked like a fucking toddler, just fell over.
Well, okay. Do you remember when Niall? Is this mean to say when Niall was at his fattest?
No, he's skinny now.
He lost
so-
80 pounds.
Yeah. So he was.
He's in good shape
He
now,
was
so
chunkier, but
Yeah.
when he was at his chunkiest, he was adorable when he fucked up things. So when he fell on that floor, that was the funniest thing.
It was
Yeah,
like,
watching
it was like
Okay, it's fat people falling over is way funnier than skinny people falling over.
yeah.
Skinny people falling over, you just think like the Holocaust or something like that.
Well, Simon Pegg's partner, what's his
Nick
name?
Frost.
Yeah, Nick Frost. Yeah, he was kind of like a little Nick
So
Frost.
when I saw that beautiful Niall Murray at his fat titties kicking that
fucking-
ball into his own head, that was a good day.